You're wrecking your brain every day. Here's how. Number 12, sleep sabotage. It's not just lack of sleep that wrecks your brain, it's chaos in your sleep schedule. All-nighters, weekend catch-up, or revenge bedtime procrastination, where you stay up scrolling because you feel robbed of free time, all confuse your brain's internal clock. This inconsistency shreds two key systems: your hippocampus, which stores memories, and your prefrontal cortex, which regulates mood and decision-making. That's why after a bad night, you feel foggy, emotional, and weirdly impulsive. The worst part? Your brain never fully catches up on lost sleep. Every late night builds debt that shows up as anxiety, poor focus, and even long-term cognitive decline. Want your brain sharp? Treat sleep like rent. Pay it in full, same time, every night. Number 11, caffeine. That extra cup of coffee feels like rocket fuel until it isn't. Constant caffeine trains your brain to depend on stimulants instead of natural alertness. Here's the glitch. Caffeine blocks adenosine, the chemical that signals tiredness. Drink it all the time, and your brain adapts by making more adenosine receptors. Translation: you need more coffee for the same boost, and the crash hits even harder when it wears off. Long-term overuse also disrupts sleep cycles and ramps up anxiety, leaving you wired and exhausted at the same time. Coffee's not the enemy, but if always tired is your baseline, your brain's begging for rest, not another refill. Number 10, chronic multitasking. Think you're great at multitasking? Bad news. Your brain isn't built for it. Constantly jumping between emails, messages, and TikToks doesn't make you faster. It trains your brain to be distracted. Every time you switch tasks, your prefrontal cortex burns extra energy reorienting itself. Do it all day, and you end up with mental fatigue, slower reaction times, and weaker memory. Studies show heavy multitaskers are actually worse at filtering out distractions, even when they try to focus. Over time, this constant context switching rewires your brain for short bursts of attention instead of deep focus. Want to fix it? Do one thing at a time. Your brain will thank you with actual productivity instead of constant chaos. Number 9, sedentary scrolling. Hours of sitting might feel harmless, especially if you make up for it at the gym later. But your brain doesn't work like that. Long stretches of sitting slow blood flow and oxygen delivery to your brain, which tanks concentration and reaction time. Add scrolling into the mix and you're double training your brain for distraction. Minimal movement, constant dopamine hits. Over time, this combo is linked to worse memory, lower moods, and even shrinking gray matter. The fix isn't complicated. Stand, stretch, or walk every 30 to 60 minutes. Even small movement spikes oxygen and wakes up your brain, way more than that fourth cup of coffee ever will. Number 8, overuse of painkillers. Popping ibuprofen or acetaminophen for every little ache feels harmless, but over time, it can quietly mess with your brain. These painkillers don't just dull physical pain, they can also blunt emotional responses, affecting how you process empathy and regulate mood. Long-term heavy use has been linked to memory issues and even higher risk of brain fog or rebound headaches, where stopping the meds makes the pain worse. They're designed for short-term relief, not daily life management. Next time you reach for the bottle, ask yourself if it's pain or just habit. Your brain's long-term health depends on the difference. Number 7, chronic clutter and disorganization. That messy desk, it's not just an eyesore, it's quietly draining your brain power. Visual clutter overloads your attention systems, forcing your brain to constantly process irrelevant details. Every misplaced paper or random object competes for mental energy, leaving you more distracted, stressed, and mentally fatigued, even if you swear you've got a system. Over time, this constant background noise reduces focus, slows decision-making, and ramps up anxiety. Clearing your space isn't about aesthetics, it's about cognitive bandwidth. A tidy room literally gives your brain fewer tabs to keep open, freeing you up to think sharper and stay calmer. Number 6, over-reliance on tech. Using GPS for everything feels convenient, but it's quietly shrinking one of your brain's key skills: spatial memory. When you let apps do all the navigating, the hippocampus, the part of your brain that builds mental maps, stops practicing. Over time, this dependence makes it harder to remember routes, sense direction, or even picture where things are around you. It's why older taxi drivers who memorize city layouts show stronger hippocampal activity than app-dependent drivers. Tech isn't bad, but if you never navigate manually, you're outsourcing part of your brain's natural GPS. Every so often, ditch the map and find your own way. Your hippocampus will thank you. Number 5, negative self-talk. That voice in your head calling you lazy, dumb, or not good enough? It's not harmless background noise. It's literally rewiring your brain. Constant self-criticism strengthens neural pathways linked to fear and stress, while weakening the areas responsible for problem-solving and motivation. Over time, this inner bully becomes your default setting, making you more anxious, less confident, and slower to recover from mistakes. Psychologists call it a self-fulfilling loop. The more you repeat it, the more your brain believes it. Breaking it isn't about toxic positivity. It's about balance. Challenge that voice. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning," and you retrain your brain to see solutions instead of threats. Number 4, skipping meals. Your brain runs almost entirely on glucose, so when you skip meals, especially breakfast, you're basically asking it to operate on empty. The result? Slower thinking, shorter attention span, and that lovely combo of irritability and brain fog. Long fasting without planning forces your body to pull energy from stress hormones instead, which spikes cortisol and makes you feel wired and exhausted. Over time, this roller coaster can mess with memory, mood regulation, and even impulse control. If you're intermittent fasting, fine, but do it strategically. Otherwise, skipping meals just turns your brain into a sluggish mess looking for its next sugar fix. Number 3, neglecting mental challenges. Your brain's like a muscle. Stop using it, and it starts shrinking. When you never learn new skills or hobbies, neural connections weaken fast. That whole use it or lose it thing, it's literal. Skipping mental challenges means your brain stops building new pathways. Over time, this makes memory slower, focus weaker, and creativity duller. It's why lifelong learners stay sharper well into old age. They keep giving their brain fresh puzzles to solve. The fix isn't complicated. Learn a language, pick up an instrument, try a skill that actually frustrates you at first. That discomfort? That's your neurons leveling up. Number 2, constant noise exposure. Living with nonstop background noise, traffic, TV, music blasting doesn't just annoy you. It keeps your brain in low-level fight-or-flight mode 24/7. Constant noise spikes stress hormones like cortisol, which over time shrink your hippocampus, the part of your brain that handles memory and learning. That's why noisy environments are linked to higher anxiety, worse focus, and slower recovery from stress. Your brain never gets a chance to relax or reset. It's always bracing for impact. Even short daily breaks in quiet spaces can undo some of that damage, giving your brain the silence it needs to repair and recharge. Number 1, blue light binge. Staring at screens late into the night doesn't just keep you entertained, it hijacks your brain's sleep system. The blue light from phones, TVs, and tablets suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. With melatonin blocked, your circadian rhythm gets scrambled. You fall asleep later, sleep lighter, and your brain misses out on the deep stages where memories and skills are locked in. That's why late-night scrolling leads to grogginess, brain fog, and weaker learning the next day. The fix? Kill the screens an hour before bed, or use blue light filters. Your future well-rested brain will thank you. Most of us wreck our brains without realizing it. Which of these habits do you catch yourself doing the most? Let me know in the comments.